So let's talk a little bit about email. So with First Class going away, the way you access your email is going to be entirely different. The easiest thing to do would probably be to start with Drive. To get to my mail, I'm going to log into my Drive Google account. And once I go into Drive, I go to my waffle and I click on Mail. Now, your email, first of all, has a couple new things that people are going to like a lot, and it probably has a couple things that people might be a little upset to see go away. But for the most part, it's going to be a much more modern browser that gives us a lot more capabilities. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that you get unlimited messages and unlimited time. So you don't have to worry about timing out, no more calling to try to get your time extended. You can keep your mail open and not have to worry about that. The most you might have to do is log back in. But you can definitely keep your messages or mail open if you need to. Now, to send a message, I have a Compose button up here in the corner. And if I click Compose, this allows me to type in my new message. Now again, similar to First Class, all I have to do is type in a person's name, and it's going to match to every person in the district. I find that person's name and I click. I don't have to know their email address. I still have the ability to carbon copy or blind carbon copy if I need to. And I click to type in my subject. And then type in my message. All right, now, if I want to be able to change font and size and color and things like that, I have a series of buttons down here at the bottom, and so I can change the fonts of my messages if I need to. Works just like Word. I have to highlight my information first or set that information before I start typing, and I can change. I can also do different sizes. I can do bold, italics, underline. I can change the color if I want to, so pink still exists. And then I also have the ability to change alignments, numbered list, bulleted list, indent or unindent, to move things back and forth. And I can quote things if I need to, or if I want to just remove all formatting and go back to a plain message, I can do that. I also have the ability to attach files. If I click on attach files, it works the way it did before. It opens it up. It asks you what file do you want to attach. The way attachments work is if I have a large file, for example, this is a movie, it'll tell me that, hey, I have a 25 megabyte limit, and anything larger than 25 megabytes, it'll automatically upload to Google Drive and will give me a link in my emails for people to be able to click on to download. Anything less than 25 megabytes will just get attached directly to it, which is pretty cool. And it'll go through and upload my file to Drive. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. If I have any normal size documents that I wanted to add, let's say a PDF file, something like that, and I hit choose, it will simply upload at the bottom. And then once it's finished, it just shows up at the bottom of your message. If I want to use things that are already in my Drive, one of the best things you can do is to start using Drive for everything. That way you don't have to worry about losing files. And if I want to insert something that's in my Drive, I simply click, it connects instantly to my Drive. I can find, I can search, I can access team drives if I need to, and get to any of the things that I need, and it'll add a link to those files directly from Drive to other people. I can still insert photos. Works the same way. It does give me the ability to either add a photo as an attachment, or inline means the photo will be part of my message if I choose. I can insert links. Okay, I can simply come up with some text that I wanted to say and then paste in my link, or I can link to email addresses. It will still recognize links if I just typed in a website address. When I hit send and send that message, it will still show up as a link, so I don't have to use the link one if I want. And long awaited, we finally have the ability to add emojis. So when text is simply not enough to express your feelings, you now have the ability to add Google emojis in a variety of different formats to your messages if you choose to. Now, once I'm happy with my message, everything is perfect exactly the way I want, I'm ready to click send. And once I hit send, that message is going to go off. So I'm going to go ahead and click send, and it tells me at the top that message has been sent. There it is. Now, we also have the ability to set up an undo option. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So, message has been sent. It is gone. Now, if I want to be able to see all the messages I have sent, they show up in my sent mailbox. If you've used any kind of mail client before, these things all show up on the left sidebar. Nothing new here. Now, if I wanted to check to see if I have new messages, I can refresh with the arrow at the top. I can also reload my page. It'll do the same thing, and it lets me know what messages I've gotten. Now, to tell if I have a message, I can see in my inbox I have 85 messages. No more red flags. So if you're a flag lover and you want the little red flags in your mailbox, those are no longer an option. The way you can tell you have an unread message is they are bold. So if I click my inbox, this will show me all the messages that have been sent to me, and any new message that has not been read shows up in bold. So let me go ahead and click on one of these messages here. So let's take this message here from Chong Chandler. If I go to this message here from Mr. Chandler, I have a bunch of options with what I can do with these messages at the top. So the first is back to my inbox. The second one is what's called an archive. Archive is for messages that I don't want to delete, but I don't necessarily want these to be shown up in my inbox anymore. So I kind of want to file them away for later. And so if I archived this message, it would disappear out of my inbox. But if I ever want to get back to it, in my sidebar here, there is a more option, and I can go to all mail, and this will show me any message that's been archived or in my inbox combined. So it's up to you, but I personally don't use archiving very often. Now let me go back to my inbox for a second, and let me look at another email. So here's an email I have that's a voicemail actually from Miss Leonard. And it has my file attached. I could download it and play it, or I could even save attachments directly to my drive if I want to, which is handy. I could also delete messages up here at the top. I can also access my contacts directly from my mail app. I could go to my Waffle and click on contacts to be able to get to them. Or a shortcut is if I click on the name mail up here in the upper left hand corner, by clicking on that allows me to jump right to my contacts. Does the exact same thing as going to contacts.google.com or using the link in my Waffle, but this takes me to them where I can create new contacts, create groups if I need to, and then to switch back to mail, I can just click and jump back into mail right from there. And those are the basics on sending and receiving messages in our new Google Mail.